disgusting. Against my better judgment, he talked me into letting him go to Charlotte for 5 days. He had a plan where he was going to stay, what he was going to do, and two of the things that he was going to do is visit the hospital's business office so he could talk to them face to face, and the other was to go to social services and get his Medicaid coverage transferred to the county that we're living in now, that he's living in now, the one that I've been in for 5 years. And he had some, and he wanted to get his social, I wanted him to get his social services records transferred up here so I could fact check some of the things that he's told me. That's another subject, and I'm not going to go into that. However, the plan went well until he failed to call me as we had negotiated and he had agreed and committed to do, and text me the address of where he was sleeping every night. I was afraid he was going to go back to the streets of Charlotte to save money. He stayed in a hotel for 3 nights when he arrived. He rode down on the megabus all by himself. Stayed 3 nights in the, I think it was a Days Inn, something like that. And then he kind of went missing. First night, I didn't bug him. I don't want to ride him like a horse. Second night, I got worried. Tried to call him a few times. He didn't answer. But now he's supposed to come home the next day. So I asked him if, I asked him as if I didn't know, I knew. But I asked him what time am I supposed to pick him up at the Durham station. And he texted back a simple, time. That's it, 3:35, confirming what I already knew, but also confirming, proof of life. I was worried about him, but, he really wanted to do this on his own. And he's been stretching his wings and being more independent, managing his own money, a lot of changes. None of it I can really attribute to myself. I think the Running Works program was what did him the most good. Doing a half marathon definitely restores any, being able to do a half marathon. Of course, that wasn't in the summer. He can't do any running in the summer because he'll fall down and have a seizure. But I'm going to save the rest of that story for the next installment because I just can't talk about it right now. He ended up in the hospital, but I'll leave that teaser in there, so you have to tune in and watch the next episode. So I kind of got off on a rambling tangent there. I think we should review. When you select your site, make sure that you're not seen from the street. If possible, make sure that the business owner or the facility owner knows you're there. And if you are a lifetime member of any organization, that's where you should try. See if you can find some place where they can allow you to camp out. Have the proper equipment. It doesn't take much room, and it's not that heavy. Aluminum cots are better than steel cots, but if you don't have to carry them around on foot, then it's not bad. But there are backpack type cots that you can buy that just keep you a few inches off the ground, and the same mosquito tent that I showed you earlier would work just fine. Be flexible. Don't get yourself in the mindset that you got to have a sleeping bag. Yeah, sleeping bags are hard to manage when you're out on the road all the time. And anything happens to it, you got no options. Modular, microfiber sheets, lightweight rain poncho covers from military liners that allow you to be out in the cold weather and the pouring rain when you're standing guard duty type of equipment. Helps to have a dog with you, but make sure your dog's not aggressive. Should be a good watchdog though. And don't worry about food. Make sure you have water with you at all times, but don't worry about food. Don't try to carry food around with you. It just makes a mess. Go someplace to eat. Find places where you can either get a free meal or a low-cost meal, but try to eat healthy. Don't be loading up on French fries and sugar, and just don't do that. Try to eat healthy. This living rough is a very physically demanding lifestyle. You'll lose weight if you make the good choices on what you put in your mouth. If you have a vehicle, don't park your vehicle in your sight lines where it'll compromise your security. Keep your vehicle clean and orderly. Keep everything about yourself clean and orderly. Shave. I have to do that today. Use a shirt laundry. Go to the Goodwill. You can find thousands of short sleeve shirts in various styles. Nice stuff. Go to a shirt laundry. Doesn't cost that much. Take your dirty clothes to a wash, dry, and fold facility. Don't let yourself turn into a matted hair maniac that just walks around mumbling to themselves. You got to maintain the ability to function in the world without getting kicked out. You can't stink. You got to find a place. Join a health club. Get somebody to give you a family membership in a health club for an extra $10 a month. I mean, you've got money. Spend it wisely. If you can't spend it on secure housing, then your first priority is your mobility. Without your mobility, you're screwed. Keep your vehicle maintained. Keep it insured. Pay all the fees. Don't let any tickets build up. Don't get parking tickets. Be careful. You can't assume any financial liability when you're living like this, because it can knock you down and you won't be able to get up. That's the way the system is designed, is to knock you down and keep you there. And try to, at least have one buddy that you camp with so you can watch each other's backs. If you can't get a concealed carry permit because you have a criminal record, you can carry a knife. There are other things you can carry. You can carry a tactical baton. You can carry a taser gadget. There are a lot of things you can do to protect yourself from the dirt bags, like the dirt bags that robbed Hans of his wallet in the library while he was having a seizure. Don't expect any help from the police. If they profile you as a homeless person, you don't matter. They're not even going to bother to file a report. It doesn't matter what happened. It does not matter what happened. It does not matter what crimes were committed. It doesn't matter. Unless somebody's dead, they're not going to do shit. Except ignore you. Don't expect and do not use the emergency room as a resource. You go through that door too many times and they profile you as a homeless drug addict or a mentally ill person, they'll shuttle you in and out as fast as you can. And in my son's case, they'll take you into the hospital, call you crazy, never check your medical alert band on your wrist that tells them that you got a seizure order, and if they bothered to call, the emergency 800 number on the back of it would tell them exactly what your medical problems are. It's things like that are invisible. You've been profiled. You're homeless. You don't matter. They can treat you any way they want with impunity because there's nobody to advocate for you. There's nobody to complain to. You know, there's like this little secret handshake that goes back and forth between all the emergency responders and all through the emergency response community. Oh, he's homeless, he's crazy. He's homeless, he's crazy, he don't matter. He's just a burden, he's just a burden. He's such a pain in the ass. He's in here at least once a week. So don't let him take you to the emergency room unless you have to go. Refuse transport if you're not hurt. Don't use it as a respite where you can have air conditioning and a clean bathroom. Don't do that. Don't pretend you're crazy if you're not. And if you're on drugs, get off of them. You can't afford them. If you got a drinking problem, stop drinking. You can't afford. You can't afford to be profiled as a homeless, mentally ill drug user with an alcohol problem. That's the kiss of death, my friends. Because at that point, you don't matter to anybody in the emergency response community. You don't matter to the police. You don't matter to the fire department. You don't matter to the ambulance, the EMS people. You don't matter to the emergency room itself. And you sure as hell don't matter to the hospital. Get yourself cleaned up. Keep yourself cleaned up. Get organized. Stay organized. Become super organized. Read books at the library about backpacking in the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. What to take with you. Don't take anything. Don't carry. Don't hoard shit. Don't push shopping carts around. Don't fit the stereotype. If you can't afford housing, save your money. But don't save it on your person. Find some place where you can keep it safe and secure. Private mailboxes, the big ones. If you can afford it, you can use it as a safe deposit box. Be creative. Befriend somebody who, find a business owner that'll let you sweep out his shop for free or do something for free. Build trust. Never lie. Never steal. Honesty and humility is the foundation for every superior character quality that the human race aspires to. Be honest. Be humble. Develop your character one choice at a time. And don't allow it to be destroyed with one bad choice. There's a ratio. It's called the attaboy aw shit ratio. If you put 7 attaboy bricks in your character wall, 1 aw shit pulls those down. If you're on the wrong end of an attaboy aw shit ratio, you ain't gonna have no character wall, my friend. Build your character. Make good choices, one at a time. That's how you do it. Just one at a time. Just keep going. Always stay on the high road. Be honest. Be humble. When you have an opportunity to work hard. Even if it's for free. Show them what you can do. Show them what kind of person you are. Then you'll be given by others a reputation for integrity. You don't need to blow your own horn. Nobody's going to listen to that. If your horn needs to be tooted, somebody will toot it for you. Let others speak your praises. And if you can't tell the truth, don't say anything at all to anybody. And hopefully, when you've mastered all those skills, you can have honor. You can have honor in your heart where you know you're just as good as everybody else in spite of your circumstances. And that if people will just leave you a fuck alone, you'll dig yourself out of this hole someday. Take care.